People can buy MONAT through the TikTok shop without using a representative at all. If MONAT can distribute its products without needing representatives, are these representatives really starting their own business when their products and their sales can be taken away from them in a blink of an eye? As long as the top earners and the CEO of MONAT keep getting richer, it doesn't really matter how many people at the bottom they step on to do that. No matter how great the products are, you cannot support this business model because it scams people every single day. If you've seen MONAT products popping up on TikTok shop, or the reps bringing their side hustle onto your For You page, and thought, doesn't that defeat the whole MLM or network marketing thing? You're not wrong to be confused. While MONAT says that this integration helps the reps, it actually causes some pretty big issues. Obviously, for the representatives or market partners themselves, the consumers, and the entire direct sales business model. Hi, my name is Heather. I'm a stay-at-home mom who posts anti-MLM and anti-scam content here on YouTube. I am very, very new. If you've never seen me before, that's probably why. Before we get started, I have to ask you something very, very important. Did you know that you have a better chance of spotting the elusive Bigfoot than you do making money in an MLM business opportunity? Now, let's get into why MONAT being on the TikTok shop might be more problematic than you think. As I mentioned, I am a stay-at-home mom, so if you hear little kid noises, that is that. I am working in my video while they're still awake today because my 5-month-old fell asleep before nap time, so I gotta get this knocked out before the most needy one wakes up. MONAT is a network marketing or multi-level marketing company that is most known for their hair products and the class action lawsuit that they paid their way out of when their products were proven to cause scalp lesions and hair loss in a bunch of customers. It was a close call. Like I said, they paid their way out of it. But not really, because the evidence that was shown during this class action lawsuit put a slight damper on their product sales. Now, if you've seen any of my videos, you know that I simply cannot talk about MONAT without bringing up their very dismal income disclosure statement from 2024. In the statement, it showed us that less than 2% of MONAT representatives make a livable wage, and approximately 94% of MONAT's market partners in 2024 made a yearly average of $131 for the entire year. That's half of my grocery bill every week. As well as hair care, MONAT also sells makeup, skincare, and wellness supplements. Their representatives are called market partners, and they make an income through retail sales, but mainly through recruitment and recruitment-based bonuses, meaning the more people they have recruited under them, the more money they make. Most of the product sales that they make and most of the recruitment leads they get are from social media, so platforms like Instagram and Facebook, and most recently TikTok as of February 2025. TikTok Shop is an in-app shopping platform, and they sell pretty much anything you can think of, and they've always got like flash deals going on, so it's a good place to get a bit of a deal too. Now, TikTok controls discovery and the checkout process completely when you are buying something off of TikTok Shop. And like I said, there are often discounts and flash sales going on, so TikTok Shop is very geared toward impulse buying and keeping people very enticed to keep wanting to come back. For example, you see a video, you like the product, you tap a couple times, and then like magic, your product is on the way. No relationship, no consultant, no follow-up. You can see why this might become an issue for the multi-level marketing representatives who make sales on personal connection. However, MONAT claims that their relationship with TikTok Shop is beneficial for them for a few reasons. Number one is probably the most obvious. It's just another sales avenue, another platform to sell their product on to reach an even bigger audience. Number two is that they can directly link their products to their content. Like I mentioned, they can upload a TikTok video and have their product linked. And so if someone likes that product, all they have to do is watch a few seconds of this TikTok and then tap the link, a couple more buttons, and then their product's on the way. This cuts out time of having to talk to people one-on-one and having a lot of different conversations to various different people, because nobody has to message them and say, hey, can I have the link to the product? It's already linked on the video of them describing why they love it so much, or a video of how they're using the product. And thirdly is the reps can still earn a commission off of their product sales via their back office, which is through the MONAT website. Somehow the market partner's back office is linked directly to their sales that they make on TikTok Shop. Now that we've seen the partnership between MONAT and TikTok Shop play out for almost a year now, the problems are becoming quite obvious. MONAT says that their reps still get paid, and technically, yes, some of them do, but the way the attribution works is where the cracks start to show. And that is going to be our first stopping point in this video. The core selling point for a lot of these MLM huns when they're recruiting other people to join their teams is that you're going to be starting your own business. Now, I've said this before, I've said it a number of times before in other videos, and I will keep saying it. You are not starting your own business when you join an MLM business opportunity. You are signing up to pay a company to become a salesperson for them without the guarantee of actual payment. Reps will also tell you that the customer base that you build once you join the MLM are your customers, which is technically not true, because if I wanted to go buy MONAT right now, I could choose from a list of different market partners that I could purchase under. I don't have to stay loyal to one representative. Now let's bring in the TikTok Shop aspect of this company now that we've looked at those two main selling points when they're trying to recruit people. TikTok Shop centralizes the control of the exposure your content gets on the platform, as well as the control of the entire sale. TikTok owns TikTok Shop. MONAT does not own TikTok Shop. So MONAT has very, very little control of what gets pushed out onto TikTok Shop. TikTok owns the customer data. MONAT does not. And most definitely the reps do not. And TikTok can change the rules at any point that they wish, and there's literally nothing MONAT or the representatives could do about it. So is that really starting your own business if you have no control of what products get pushed out, you have no control of the checkout process or the customer data of the people who are buying from you? Additionally, people can buy MONAT through the TikTok Shop without using a representative at all. Let me show you that now. Here I am on TikTok Shop searching for MONAT products. I find a product that I would like to buy, and I go through the checkout process without going through the checkout process, because I would never buy from these companies. No matter how great the products are, you cannot support this business model because it scams people every single day. If MONAT, the actual company MONAT, can distribute its products without needing representatives, are these representatives really starting their own business when their products and their sales can be taken away from them in a blink of an eye? Like, I'm sorry, but it's happening right now. And these people are still trying to sell you on that you are starting your own business. And it's really sad because there are so many people every single day, I would imagine, falling for these lies and misinformation. And they're losing their time, money, and dignity. Who gets credit for these sales is also completely up to TikTok and its algorithm. The more virality you have on the app, the more sales you're going to make. This also means that the more popular representatives that are on TikTok will make the most sales, not the people who are just starting out. This leads us right into how the income dispersion of multi-level marketing companies is very, very top heavy. And if you've ever posted on TikTok, I know I have a very tiny account, and predicting the algorithm and predicting which videos are going to do well and which ones are going to kind of flop is very difficult to do. And you don't really get many viral videos. It's very hit and miss. TikTok is a very oversaturated app, so like I said, it's just very hard to predict what the algorithm is going to be doing that week. And then trying to keep up with the trends, trying to stay on people's For You page, like, it's just very difficult to gauge what's going to be happening on the app. So if you're getting more sales depending on the amount of virality you have on TikTok, this turns the MLM business model more into a visibility contest, more so than it already was. Not a legitimate business opportunity like they tried to trick you into thinking it is. If you don't already have a following on TikTok, you're most likely not going to make many sales, if any at all. And this also means that you could lose the customers that you already have. What is to stop people from just going to TikTok Shop where they can just purchase it without going through a representative, which makes it faster and easier? People buy for convenience. TikTok Shop is already directed towards impulse buying. So I'm sure when somebody scrolls past a TikTok video and they see someone advertising a MONAT shampoo product, it's a lot faster to just click a few times and get your product versus having to reach out to your representative to make sure you have the correct website to make sure that that representative gets the commission. So lesser known market partners who are on the bottom of the pyramid get to be taken advantage of by their upline in a whole new way now that TikTok Shop sells MONAT products. Again, I'm sorry if this is repetitive, but this is another example of how you are not actually starting your own business when you join an MLM pyramid scheme. It's just not reality. The representatives are also now feeling pressured to create TikTok content on top of the content that they're already creating for their other social media platforms that they're selling these products on. I've seen these women doing daily Facebook Lives, hosting Facebook parties, creating graphics and reels and shorts, and reaching out to every single person who liked one of their posts. Imagine doing all of that, and now you add another social media platform that you have to keep up with. It sounds so exhausting, and I know from firsthand experience, it is very exhausting. And the sad thing is these individuals are not just having to come up with one TikTok a day. According to the algorithm, and if you look up different ways to grow on TikTok, they recommend that you post 2 to 3 times daily in order to stay relevant and make sales on this app. And do you think MONAT will care if all of the representatives are like running themselves ragged and so exhausted trying to keep up with all of this stuff for their social media platforms? Absolutely not. As long as that money is raking in, the top earners and the CEOs of MONAT do not give a crap about how tired you are and how little you're being compensated for the hard work you're putting in. And we knew that before they integrated with TikTok Shop. This is not something new that we're learning about how these business models run. MONAT and TikTok Shop, for that matter, make profits even if the reps get no attribution or any repeat customers at all. So now with the integration of TikTok and MONAT, these representatives are unpaid content creators feeding the corporate sales funnel. Isn't that lovely? They are 100% replaceable because, as I mentioned, customers do not need to go through a representative to buy MONAT anymore. Brand loyalty now shifts from the market partners to TikTok Shop back to MONAT. Shocker, right? Not really. And as I mentioned just a few minutes ago, as long as the top earners and the CEO of MONAT keep getting richer, it doesn't really matter how many people at the bottom they step on to do that. At a basic level, this point boils down to the easier it becomes to buy these products without a market partner, the less valuable and necessary the market partner becomes. If this was truly their own business, that would not ever be the case. I saw this post on TikTok from a MONAT rep, and it says, "For the girlies that want to be affiliates, there's a chance." This is very, very misleading because you are not an affiliate when you are selling MONAT products through the TikTok Shop. This will be the longest point I have in this video because in my opinion, it is the one that is most problematic. I've gone over the difference between affiliate marketing and being in an MLM in a previous video when the CEO of a new MLM company called Frequence so conveniently refers to its market partners as affiliates. But I do think it's essential to go over the difference here again to really drive this point home. In affiliate marketing, a brand will reach out to you or you will reach out to a brand. You discuss terms for the content creation or other forms of advertising, and then you discuss the compensation that you will get for posting that content. You will earn a set commission for each sale that you personally generate. You will not earn a commission by recruiting people underneath you to do the same thing. You don't have to pay to play. You're not going to pay the brand to advertise for them. And like I said, there's no recruitment required. For example, if I share a product on TikTok that I have bought myself or I was sent for free by TikTok and somebody clicks my link and then they buy the product, I get a set commission for that product. I don't have to recruit anybody to do that under me, and I did not have to pay TikTok to be able to post about the product that I want to sell. It's very, very simple. If I make a sale, I make money. If I don't, I don't. In a multi-level marketing company, you have to pay the company either in buying a product pack or just like a flat out fee to start promoting and selling their products. And most of your income, according to the compensation plans for all of these companies that you can easily Google will come from how many people you have under you in your team, not from your product sales. In other words, you make money when the people under you make sales as well as when you make sales. It would make sense that the more people you have recruited, the more money you're going to make because you make a commission or a percentage of each of their sales as well. Here is an actual MONAT market partner on TikTok telling us that you have to be a market partner to sell MONAT products through the TikTok shop, which is very true. I am a part of the TikTok affiliate program, which means I am able to promote and sell products. And I tried doing this with the MONAT product just to see if this was true. And I could not add it to my showcase in order to promote it myself. As you can see here, it says this product isn't available for commission.
This is not my usual content, which what even is my usual content because I'm kind of all over the place, but if you've ever bought MONAT from me on TikTok shop, because it's pretty much all I share on TikTok shop, I'll share like a couple of other things here and there, but I'm mainly sharing MONAT hair care on TikTok shop. Like it's the brand that I've been using for the past 7.5 years that has transformed my hair. If you've ever bought anything from me, and you might be using it and you might be in love with it and you might be like, how do I link this to TikTok shop? Because I want to link it. I want to share it. You have to be a MONAT market partner to share MONAT on TikTok shop. We get 30% commission on TikTok shop, which is insane. Plus an additional up to 15% in your MONAT checks. So that's up to 45% commission. Pretty wild. It's pretty great. So if you're loving the products and you're like, how do I link these? I can help you. You just have to message me or leave a comment. I don't think I'm allowed to say message me. Leave a comment and we chat.
So this means that in order to sell MONAT products through the TikTok shop, I have to first become a market partner with MONAT and then sign up for the specific TikTok affiliate program. And that's only after I've reached 1,000 followers on TikTok, because I have to be able to apply and be approved for the TikTok affiliate program too, which means you need to have a minimum of 1,000 followers, which leads me back to the people who are not already popular on TikTok. They have no chance of making sales because getting to 1,000 followers, that took me a while too. Only then can you promote and sell products through the TikTok shop. So let's recap on the difference between being in an affiliate program and being in MONAT or any other network marketing company. In affiliate marketing, the earnings are fixed, clear, and publicly stated. In multi-level marketing, earnings are dependent on rank, team volume, and very highly skewed towards the top. Affiliate marketing pays you for what you sell. MLMs pay you more for what other people sell underneath you, if you can manage to recruit them. If MONAT wanted affiliate marketing, they'd offer affiliate transparency. They do not do that. Instead, they keep all of the risks that come with being in an MLM company, but they borrow affiliate aesthetics and tactics like selling through the TikTok shop to confuse people. Who is actually benefiting from MONAT integrating with TikTok shop? First and foremost, TikTok, because they control the fees, the traffic, and all of the data involved with selling MONAT on the platform. Secondly, MONAT, because they ultimately have to deal with their representatives on a less consistent basis and now have another giant platform that is just bringing in the cash flow. Third are the market partners or the representatives who have begun peddling MONAT products on TikTok shop, because this platform, like I've mentioned, is designed for impulse buying at the customer level. Although they too are still at the will of the TikTok algorithm, as well as the problematic and scammy MLM business structure. Low ranking and new market partners are not benefiting from this any more than they benefit from being an unpaid salesperson in the pyramid scheme that they got scammed into joining. Sorry if that's harsh, but it's very, very true and it's very, very sad. And I wish I could just shake some people and say, don't you see that you're being scammed? But most of the time when you're being scammed, you're not aware of it until you see the very negative impacts from that scam. All of this to say, MONAT being on TikTok shop is not affiliate marketing. It's an MLM compensation plan wearing the costume of affiliate marketing. When an MLM starts removing the need for its own representatives, that's not innovation. That is a warning sign, and that should have the representatives running in the complete opposite direction. This video seems like it might be a little bit shorter than my other videos, but I still feel like this topic needed to be talked about. And now that we've seen how it plays out over the last year, MONAT being sold on TikTok shop like I said, is a lot more problematic than anybody could have possibly imagined. I think. Maybe you saw this coming. I know that there would have been problems. I didn't think that they would be so flippant about how they're treating their representatives, but I guess that doesn't surprise me either because they do that on a normal basis too. If you made it to the end, would you please consider liking and subscribing? It really helps my tiny new channel out. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I do anti-MLM content and anti-scam content. I have a playlist called the MLM Files where I take a closer look at various MLM companies through the lens of critical thinking and truth seeking. I only have a couple videos in that playlist so far, but I am working on one, so stay tuned for that. I have another playlist called the MLM Disasters, and that is when I just go over and debunk weird and odd things that these MLM representatives are saying on their social media platforms. I just recently posted my first video delving into historical scam content, and in that video I talk about the swill milk scandal that happened in the 1800s and how government officials in New York City allowed milk to be turned to poison, killing upwards of 8,000 infants in New York that year. Well, I think I've yapped enough for today. I'm going out there now because I hear my 5-month-old waking up from her nap, which is perfect timing if I do say so myself. So thank you very much, babe. And lastly, this is very important. Make sure you're listening. Your time is very valuable. Your worth is very, very real. And you do not need a downline to prove that. I'll see you next time.